Tony lured Andrew to the well. After making sure no one was around, he pushed Andrew straight into the well. Then he sealed the cover to keep Andrew from escaping. After that, Tony went to Andrew's home and lied, saying Andrew had fallen into the river and was swept away. Hearing this, Andrew's father and grandmother went out searching. The reason Tony did this was because he was jealous that Andrew's family always had plenty of good food. At that moment, his grandmother served him a plain bowl of noodles. The huge difference made Tony furious. He threw the noodles on the ground. His grandmother quickly picked them up, blaming herself for not giving him the life he wanted. Seeing this, Andrew's father kindly invited Tony to eat at their home, but the moment he sat down, he grabbed the man's chopsticks and scooped all the meat into his own bowl. When he tried to take the chicken leg in front of him, the grandmother quickly gave it to Andrew instead. Watching Andrew eat the chicken leg, Tony was burning with anger. He decided to make Andrew disappear forever. Luckily, Andrew was rescued from the well by a passing tycoon. After the child went missing, his father never stopped looking for him. 20 years soon passed. Andrew had become the CEO of a public company. The tycoon wanted him to gain experience, so he sent him to train at the basic level. Meanwhile, Tony had become the adopted son of Andrew's father. One day, the factory boss announced in a meeting that a public company would acquire their factory, and they would create a new position of chief engineer. The choice would be between Tony and the man. The workers whispered among themselves. The man was the model worker. He was surely the best choice for chief engineer. The father believed once he got the position, he would find his missing Andrew, but he had no idea the real culprit was right beside him. At that moment, the factory director went to welcome the representative of the public company. To everyone's surprise, the one who got out of the car was Andrew. On the way to the factory, Andrew noticed a notice on the wall. He froze for a moment. The director explained it was about a worker's child who went missing 20 years ago and was never found. Andrew looked around the place. Suddenly, blurry memories began to return. He wondered why everything seemed so familiar. At the meeting, the deputy director announced the new chief engineer. The workers were certain the man would get the job. They said with the bonus he would soon find his son. The man stepped up full of confidence, but the deputy director suddenly called out Tony's name. The man was stunned. Tony walked up proudly, mocking him for being too old, saying he should give the chance to the younger generation. The workers protested loudly, accusing Tony of being ungrateful. For years, the man had treated him as his own son, but now he betrayed his foster father. The man couldn't believe Tony's betrayal, but Tony claimed everything had been given to him willingly, that he never asked for it. The workers stood up in protest, rejecting Tony as chief engineer. The director calmed the crowd, saying there was a reason for the decision. He showed documents proving the man had embezzled money from the factory, buying materials at high prices and taking kickbacks. He threw the documents into the air. It turned out the director and Tony had framed him. They pressed his fingerprint onto the papers while he was drunk. The workers picked up the documents and were shocked by what they saw. Tony accused the man of stealing their wages and was about to attack him, but Andrew arrived at that moment and stopped them. The director introduced Andrew's identity to the crowd. Tony rushed over trying to please him, but Andrew only gave him a glance and ignored him. Instead, he walked to the man and comforted him. Tony continued to accuse the man of embezzling funds, hurting the workers' interests, but Andrew sensed things weren't that simple. He was surprised a small factory hid so many schemes. He declared he would report everything to his